What up, everybody? It is hump day. Happy Wednesday. We have Tom Sandoval, who's accusing Ariana of not paying her bills. We have Dorit Kemsley, who is not on good terms with Kyle Richards. We have a new Drake video that's been leaked that's got the internet talking. And if you're still keeping up with this charm drama, Rose McGowan has entered the group chat. Get ready because we're about to dive in. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What up, everybody? Welcome on in. Tom Sandoval. Tom Sandoval is accusing Ariana of not paying her bills. Dorit Kemsley, not on good terms with Kyle Richards. New Drake video leaked and a Charmed update here for you. I hope you guys are ready. We have so much of it to dive into today. Happy Wednesday. Just a reminder, everybody, we are 1 week away from my live show at the Bourbon Room on February 14th. Come on down, spend Valentine's Day with us. We've got lots of great guests that'll be in the show. We have a tea spillers panel with Paul and Patrick. You guys may know them as chumps on Jeff Lewis Live. They host the after show. They're also on Gown and Out, which is their reality show. I was also on their podcast, Undressed. So they're going to be spilling some tea in my show. We have Donna Bowling, who's going to be spilling some tea in my show. We have Chef Stu O'Keefe, who's going to be spilling some tea in my show. We got my boys, Evan Reel from Page 6, Andy Lawani from What's Trending, Jeff Epstein, Josh from Louisiana. We got Kristen Takeman from Real Housewives of New York. We've got Hunter Matthews from Too Hot to Handle. It's going to be a Too Hot to Handle kind of night. Going to be fun. We're going to be talking about all things sex, love, dating, relationships, and reality TV. So get ready. Mark your calendar. February 14th. I do have a special announcement I'm making that night as well that you're not going to want to miss. So Valentine's Day, come spend it with us at the Bourbon Room. Get your tickets at nofilterlive.com. We have couples packages. So if you want to bring a friend, bring a bae, bring a boo thing, bring your mistress thing, whatever floats your boat. Come on out to the Bourbon Room, Valentine's Day, next Wednesday, February 14th. Get your tickets at nofilterlive.com. Okay, shall we dive into it all? Into it all. Let's talk about, before we dive into, only because I told you guys, this has been my Roman Empire, is all of this Charmed drama, right? It's so juicy. It keeps getting like more intense as they all start to clap back at each other. So after Holly Marie Combs posted her long, lengthy post about how, this isn't revisionist history. This is about the history that Alyssa Milano didn't want made public, about how she contributed to Shannon Doherty's firing, which I think is a better way to put it. I don't think Alyssa Milano is responsible for Shannon Doherty being fired, but I do think she helped spearhead and definitely contributed to Shannon Doherty's firing on Charmed. And I think it was just an easier decision for the network to make because they had already fired her from 90210. But so now Rose McGowan is jumping in. Well, first off, somebody commented on Holly's statement saying, Holly, out of the shadow at least, why seen a whole episode with Alyssa on Grey's Anatomy? I feel you with circumstances, but why would you join her on a whole ass episode to jump at her like this now? It doesn't make any sense. Shannon's podcast is about let's be clear, but what's even clear anymore? Seeing all the beef with all of you doesn't help a single bit. It's messy AF. And then Holly Marie Combs responded and she said, because shit happened since then, shit I wasn't okay with, and I've forgiven enough. I have no more Fs to give. She said, how many Fs do I give? I said, how many Fs do I give? Zero, none, not one, zero, done. And then Rose McGowan jumped in, and Rose McGowan is saying to Holly, she's like, I love your big black heart and respect you, Holly Marie Combs. I love what the show has meant to people worldwide. Sometimes a mess has to be made for things to be cleaned up. This for me is way bigger than a TV show. It goes to years of continuous behind the scenes character assassination and targeted reputation smearing because of narcissistic pathological jealousy. I wish none of it had to be this way. I remain proud of everyone involved for the magic we wove and the magic created worldwide. Truth is uncomfortable, but magic never dies. So she seems to be calling Alyssa Milano a narcissistic, pathological, jealous person, which interessante. And then somebody else commented and they're like, I don't doubt that the environment was hostile for all of you, but I don't understand why you've been so friendly with Alyssa all these years. If you had such problems back then, why all of a sudden you and Rose have been very public with your love for Alyssa over the years, and you even did Grey's Anatomy with her. That's what doesn't make sense to me. And Holly responded, I've forgiven too much. That's why. So it sounds like Alyssa Milano has been a problem for many years. And now the ladies are just like, we're over it. We're done. We're ready to move on. Whereas, like, let's messy it all up and hopefully we can heal from there. But Shannon Doherty made it clear that she has no interest in ever doing any sort of Charmed reunion. So that's that. She's like, nope, not with Alyssa. She's like, there will never be. Somebody at MegaCon asked a Q&A question. They asked Shannon, they're like, do you think that there will ever be a possibility for you to have for you to do a reunion or a reboot with all four of you? And Shannon said, nope, sorry, not going to happen. Which I don't know, like, it kinda sounds like Shannon and Alyssa are a little similar. They're a little headstrong, they're a little hard-headed, but, I mean, even Rose McGowan's been very clear that she has no interest in working with Alyssa, so I don't know. But Holly's like, "I've always just tried to get them to get along. I've always wanted everyone to just get along. That's the middle sister in me." And why can't we be friends? 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 I still love all of four of them, and I still love Charmed, and Charmed will always be one of my favorite television shows ever. Okay, let's talk about Sandy Balls. Sandy Balls, because he's accusing Ariana of not paying her bills. Ooh. So Sandoval is saying that Ariana hasn't paid her bills in 8 months. This was revealed on Vanderpump Rules. And then we get into the Vanderpump Rules after show. And so Sandoval says that he had to go on tour because in this week's episode, Schwartz is like, oh, you've been so absent and you haven't been there for Schwartz and Sandy's. And we thought that even though we banned you from the restaurant, we thought that you would still like want to help us out. And he's like, why would I want to help you guys out? You banned me from the restaurant. Like, bye. And then Sandoval's like, I had to go on tour. Like, I had to do this because I needed money because my bank account was overdrawn and Ariana's not paying the bills. And I had to keep transferring money from this account to that account to make sure our bills were paid. And Ariana then clarifies on the after show, she says that they had a joint account originally. And that joint account is where they would each put money into the account and all of the bills and all of the joint expenses would be taken from that account. And then eventually it was moved over to Tom's personal account. She doesn't say why or how or what, but it was just a recent switch over that it went from the joint account to Sandoval's account. And she said initially when that happened, she would write him checks for her portion of the mortgage. He then was like, she said that she would always send him random amounts based off of whatever he was requesting that month, right? So she said now that they're not together, she's not trusting him and she doesn't trust that he's going to give her accurate or ask for accurate numbers. So she's asking for an itemized breakdown of all of the bills. How much is the mortgage? How much is electricity? How much is water? How much is the gardener? Like, give me an itemized breakdown of what the expenses are. And that's not very hard, right? You can put it in like an Excel sheet. Here are all the expenses for the month total. And then here's a separate sheet that shows exactly your split, your 50% split of this. Or just or just put all the items together, put it in an Excel. Trust me, I've done balance sheets several times now. I've had several projects, several live shows, all that stuff. Balance sheets are important. Balance sheets help. And you have all of the you have all of the things there. And then you tally it all up and then you split that in half at the end. And make sure there's like a Dropbox folder where you have all of the receipts that show what these actual amounts are. So she says she's asked for 3 different assistants for this information now. She has not received it. So she's not paying him a dime until he sends her an itemized breakdown of what those expenses are because she doesn't trust his word. Interesting. Not sure how I feel about that though. I mean, I get it. I wouldn't yeah, that seems fair. And my thing is if there's not anything shady, and you're not asking her for money that she doesn't owe, then why not just show her the bills? Be like, this is how much it is. Here's the water bill. Here's the mortgage. Here's the gas bill. Like, you have those expenses, and just be like, here are the bills. Here is the breakdown. I don't think that that's an unrealistic expectation. I don't think that's an unfair ask of her. It's really just the house bills. It's the mortgage and whatever their, like, house bills are. I mean, I'm sure they have, like, a cleaning person and a gardener and all of those things that will also need to be divided as well. But, I mean, they should also have some sort of, like, mediation, where they have a third party that comes in, some sort of mediator that's like, "Okay, why don't we determine these are the expenses that Ariana's going to cover and these are the expenses that Tom's going to cover. That way there is no transferring of any money. Tom will get the housekeeper, Ariana will get the gardener. That's what it is. So that money always comes from her directly. So instead of the bill going to Sandoval, the bill will go directly to Ariana and she can pay that and take care of that directly. I don't think that's hard either. It's like it feels like they're both trying very hard to just not work with each other to make things more difficult and more awkward and more uncomfortable rather than trying to work together to just find some cohesion. I get it. What he did was fucked up. I don't like it. I don't support it. I don't co-sign it. None of that, right? But at some point, like, you have to choose your piece. At some point you're like, "Okay, where do we find a way to meet in the middle just so that I have a sense of peace?" I don't feel like that's unrealistic. I feel like that's standard, and that's probably what should happen. We need to just take a breath, find some, time to work this through, find a third party mediator. I get it right now. It was only what, a couple months after the scandal broke, so it's still pretty fresh. But at this point, how are we still here, you know, nearly a year after the scandal is broken and they're still living together? It's fucking weird. We need to find a way out of this. And if the current solution is not the solution that's working out, then find a new solution, find a new resolution to help move past this, because it's even uncomfortable for all of us to watch on Vanderpump Rules, you know? It's not that hard for him to give her the bills, though, or for them to decide, okay, these are the bills that you're covering, these are the bills that I'm covering. You get gas, I get water. You get, heating, I get trash bill. Not that hard. I'm sure they already know what their mortgage is. I'm pretty sure. Well, she did say that there was a loan that was taken out at one point. So I know that there's, like, it does get messy at some point, but whew. Okay. Um, let's talk about Dorit and Kyle. So Dorit Kemsley is saying that she is not in a great place with Kyle Richards. She's not happy with Kyle Richards. She has some things to get off her chest. She was telling Bravo that going into the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, that she and Kyle are not in a great place. I guess after Kyle said that, her and Dorit weren't that close to begin with, and she doesn't get why Dorit's so jealous of Morgan Wade. And then Kyle went on to say, like, my friends like to work out, and that's just not really Dorit's thing. And Dorit's kids are a lot younger, so it's just different. And, Dorit and Dorit likes to drink, and I don't like to drink, and my friends don't drink, and my friends work out all day, and that's just not what Dorit likes to do. So it was a little judgy. I get it. But I mean, I would understand why Dorit would be hurt by that. I think if anybody you believe is your friend is gonna be like, "No, we're not even really that close. Like, what are you talking about? We're not friends. Who are you?" I don't think that's very nice, Kyle Richards. I get it. Maybe Dorit doesn't like to scissor you, but it doesn't mean that, doesn't mean that you're any less friends with her, you know? But I mean, like I said, from what I've heard about the Beverly Hills reunion is pretty lackluster. It's not all that. I hear not much really goes down. The climax of it all is Sutton fainting. Um, I hear that there was, like, some tension between Dorit and Garcelle again, but that's been so played out at this point. We've seen it go on and on and on that is there really anything new there? No, there's not. So I think at this point we have to just keep the train moving. But this season of Beverly Hills is just progressively going down for me. Like, I was like, oh, it's actually a good season. It started off pretty well. And now I'm just like, okay, it's dragging, it's lagging, and I'm not really feeling it anymore. Kind of bored with it. Erica was great. Merce is in the purse. Erica was hilarious in this last episode. She carried the last episode. She delivered. It was funny. She brought levity. Um, It'll be interesting to see the ashes when they throw the ashes and see how the ashes blow back on everyone, because that just is not the vibe. You don't want Merce. Keep Merce in the purse. You don't want Merce in your mouth. Gross. Imagine, oof. Merce is in my mouth. I did not consent to this. Merce. But in other news, in other non-Bravo news, we had Drake. And there's this video, this nudie video that leaked online on X, aka the former Twitter. And it was a video, allegedly, of rapper Drake wanking his schlong. And the internet did some sleuthing, as the internet does. And they matched the headboard in the video to the headboard that's on Drake's private jet. So it looks like he was helicoptering his dick inside his private jet. It was like, and then there was this audio that came out with Aiden Ross, where it's Drake seemingly laughing it off and being like, "Oh, that's crazy." So I guess it kind of confirms that it's Drake if we're, sticking with that story. But he's got a very lanky schlong. Like, if you haven't seen the video, I don't know if it's still easy to find on Twitter, but someone DM'd it to me on Instagram, and he really is doing the whole helicopter of it all. Like, Kyle Richards, when she gets drunk and she spins her ponytail and she's like, "Move up with my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth." Just imagine that's Drake and his dick. Let me actually watch it for you. I'll live watch this because I haven't seen it since it was originally sent to me last night. But let's see. Shout out to Trish, because Trish sent it. Okay. Yeah, it's Drake. Or seemingly Drake, allegedly Drake. And he's in bed, lying down with the headboard, phone up, filming himself in the mirror. And he's just like, ring, 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 ring. So, I mean, he's got a nice big floppy disk, It's a little curved, it's a little floppy. He's doing a little schlocky. His face is covered by his phone. It's a pretty giant, my anaconda don't want none unless you got some, hun. So yeah, interesting. Like, you can't really see it up close. You don't, like, he's wearing like long white tube socks and a hoodie and nothing else. He's undressed from the waist down. I wonder who he was sending this to. That's the real question. I don't know if anybody else saw it or if they have any commentary on Drake's snake, his anaconda. My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hon. How did this get leaked, though? I don't know. Some random account on Twitter posted it, and then it like went viral. So he sent it to someone. I don't know if he sent it like an Instagram story or he sent it like on Snap. It doesn't look like it was on Snapchat. It looks like, yeah, I'm trying to think of where. It's just a video. I mean, it's a long form video, so he could have like texted it to somebody. It's only 15 seconds long. 15 seconds for 15 inches. Book says it was impressive. Emphasis on the floppy. Yeah, it was like a half chub. So, hui, 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 hui. Dun, 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 dun. Hope you're not dealing with any of the Sarah from Texas nasty minions. I've heard they've been very negative to Donna. I mean, I don't pay attention to that sort of stuff, I kind of tune it out. I will occasionally fight with the trolls, but lately I've been like, it ain't that important to me. I think some of them have left me like a couple of negative reviews on my Apple podcast, which I don't like that either. And I'm also very clear with my community or anybody that supports me. We don't send negativity to anybody else. We don't trash their shows. We don't, trash them in the comments. And I'm very clear, like, I do not support anybody doing that, especially on my behalf. If you're doing that shit on my behalf, it is the exact opposite of what I would ask you to do. And I ask you to check out of this community real quick, because I do not support that. I do not encourage that. I know other podcasters, YouTubers, content creators don't necessarily encourage it, but won't stop it either. I want to be very clear. I do not support that type of behavior. So if anybody wants to do that on my behalf, this is not the community for you. I've been very clear about that multiple times. If I got shit to talk, trust me, I'm gonna say it into this mic. Mic drop 1 2 1 2. You know. But yeah, I don't care if people have nasty things to say about me. People have said nasty things about me since the beginning of time. But yeah, just unsubscribe quietly if it's not for you. But if you guys do want to show me some love, please leave me a nice review on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. Those really help. They can counterbalance the negative reviews. Yeah, just like let people know what you actually love in our content. Support Donna as well. Love Donna. Donna is going to be at my live show at the Bourbon Room next week, February 14th. We're celebrating Valentine's Day together. So come on down. Come on and support. Live life. It's going to be a good time. It's always a good time. It's always a good time. Whoa. Oh, it's always a good time. Zack is a consummate professional. So nice that you do your research and don't just report on what people DM you. Love having a content creator who does the work. Thank you. I made sure I investigated Drake's schlong before talking about it on this show. I made sure that I kept up my journalistic integrity and I watched the video for you before I reported on it because that's what I do. Is Drake endowed? Yeah, he's very endowed. For him having for his disc being a little floppy, which means it's not fully erect. Yeah, I would say that that's quite massive. I don't want, it's a little too big and scary for me, but good for him, He's definitely tearing some people in half, and I'm sure they are enjoying it. Good for them. Yay, just bought my tickets. Yay, Michelle. Guys, if you bought your tickets to the Bourbon Room show next week, let me know so I can give you a shout out. Shout out to Michelle. She just bought her tickets. Michelle, are you coming to the show or did you buy the live stream pass? Get your live stream passes too, guys, if you can't actually make it. So there we go. Boom, 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 boom. Donna should bring Lance. He's a hoot. He is a hoot. Maybe I believe she's bringing him, but I don't know about bringing him on stage. Blair Edwards says she would give Drake a 7 out of 5, a 7.5 out of 10. Oh, 7.5 out of 10. So why? Too big for you? Not too small for you? I don't know. Blair might be able to take a real schlanger. VPR Love is definitely going to buy a live stream ticket. Yay. So you guys can live stream the show and watch it with all of us. It's always a good time. It's going to be fun. Had to buy the internet package just for this. Priorities. I like that. I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. What's the rating out of 10? Well, Joe, what would you rate Drake's schlong? Danielle says that thing was huge. It was pretty big. Yeah, it was giant. It was like, wow, that's scary. That's why he's kind of laughing off because he's like, ha ha, my dick's out there and people like it. Like it a lot. Joe, what would you rate it? Because Joe's pretty particular about schlongs. So, oof, of course he wasn't bothered. No, you're not going to be bothered if you got a nice dick. Listen, if my dick pics ever leaked online, I wouldn't be bothered by it. I'd be like, oops, ha ha ha, LOL. Yeah. Oh, it's about Drake. It looks like a 9 long and a 6.5 girth. I'd give it a 9 rating. What would make it a 10 out of 10 for you guys? That's really the question. Catch me on my balcony live streaming the show while the child is sleeping. Liddy City. That's right. But Jesse Williams is better. Jesse Williams leaked too? His junk leaked? Joe, you'll have to send me that because I don't think I've seen Jesse Williams. Have I? I don't know. But yes, Lance, Donna's husband, is very funny. Hopefully, maybe we'll sneak him up on stage. It was like a 3-hand fist big. Yeah. 6.5 inches in girth. Yeah. It's not leaked, just naked in the play. Oh, then I think I have heard of or seen the Jesse one. The rapper, the game is an 11 out of 10. 11 out. What makes the game an 11 out of 10? What, like, is bigger better? Is that what you guys are saying? All right. This is taking quite the turn on a Wednesday morning. Well, I guess it is hump day. So there's that. I don't think there was a whole lot of other news today. I mean, we've had a pretty heavy news day. The Traders was renewed for season 3. I saw that. Good for them. Love the Traders. Here for it. Curious who they're going to bring in for the new season. I'm excited for it. Billy Lee is returning to Vanderpump Rules next week for Sandoval's birthday. So good for Billy Lee. What else? Oh, it's almost time for the Traders reunion. They're going to be filming that in New York soon. So that means this season of the Traders is already coming to an end. They need to get more Traders out tomorrow, Thursday, the next episode. At this, like, they have to get out Parvati. And then do we think that Pilot Pete is going to become a trader? Okay, no, here maybe some potential spoilers for some of you guys, but if you're watching, ooh, wait, what? Johnny Bananas had a leaked? Who's David Boreanaz? I didn't know Johnny Bananas leaked. I like me some Johnny Bananas. Joe Mendoza, send me Johnny Bananas. Just DM them to me, guys. Oh, people are just gonna be DMing me all sorts of leaked celebrity nudes. Maybe that's what we'll do. Remember when I rated OnlyFans? I went on Denise Richards and Brandy Glanville, and I was looking at all of their OnlyFans. This one, at least, I don't have to pay for. Zach, you need to get on season 2 of the Trader or season 3 of the Traders. I would love to go on the Traders season 3. I would love to go on the Traders. Traders and House of Villains, I would fucking kill it. Dan said in his podcast that he DM'd Phaedra and she didn't respond to him. I guess she's still mad. Good for her, as she should be. Yep, a couple years ago, Johnny's dead and David is Angel. Oh, Angel from Buffy. Oh, we haven't heard from him in a minute. Okay, somebody send me Johnny Bananas. Send me Johnny Bananas banana. Is it impressive? I don't know. Johnny Bananas is a bit of a douchebag. He should join OnlyFans. Like Chad Johnson from The Bachelor. Not Ocho Cinco Chad Johnson, but Chad Johnson from The Bachelor. Bad Chad. Did you hear about the rumors that more James being abused information is coming out this week? Great. When it comes out, we'll discuss it. I would love to be on the Traders, though. I'm very much here for it. Get me on the Traders. Traders producers, if you're listening and you want to bring back in some non-reality peeps, if you want to bring in some internet sleuths, some content creators, some digital detectives, I'm here for it. The Traders is good. Phaedra is killing it by far. We saw one of the 3 traders finally fall for the first time, and it was Dan. And Dan came for Phaedra hard, and he learned his lesson. And she told him, he's like, you're being so extra. And then Kate Chastain's like, have you seen her? And then Phaedra's like, I do too much because you do too little. But guess what? Tonight you're doing too much. And tonight you're about to find out. She straight dragged him. I think Peter said no to becoming a traitor. The trailer, Phaedra and Peter having a confrontation about she is not kissing. Oh, A Bachelor's Ass has not aired yet on the first 6 episodes. That's true, Joe, where she says, I'm not kissing a bachelor's ass. I don't need to kiss your ass. This isn't The Bachelor, and I don't need to kiss your ass for a rose. Ooh. Interesting. Unless they fight as traitors and they're fighting to, like, help conceal his I don't know. I don't think he becomes a traitor. I really don't. I think becoming a traitor, they set it up to make it too obvious that that's his only choice, is that Pilot Pete is gonna become a traitor. And so I think he declines, and yeah, I don't think Pilot Pete becomes a traitor. I think he's too much of a faithful, and it may put him on the chopping block, but at least if he goes down fighting the traitors. And listen, they're already onto Parvati. They're already onto Phaedra. That was smart. Who was the one? Chriselle? Was that her name? Who spotted that Dan picked Phaedra because he needed to take out another traitor, and him calling out Phaedra was very obvious that Phaedra is now a traitor. So that's where I'm kind of like, that's smart. These faithfuls are a lot smarter than last season. Trishelle, not Chriselle, Trishelle. Yes, there we go. So yeah, I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Let's get it. I'm ready for the season. So if they're already filming the reunion, then we probably only have 4 episodes left. How many episodes was Traitors? 8 episodes? 9 episodes? We're already, what, 6 deep? 7, 8, 9. So we've got maybe at least 3 or 4 episodes left before the reunion. Like I said, I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. I'm loving the Traitors this season. So I'll be tuning in. Maybe we'll do more recaps. Remember, I had Christian De La Torre. He was a traitor last season. I was thinking of having him back on the podcast to discuss the Traitors season 2. And be like, how is Trishelle on this show? I loved her on The Real World. She's good. She's getting better. She's been a little quiet, but she's starting to get better. I would love to do a Traitors recap with Christian. Wouldn't that be fun? He was terrible at being a traitor, but he can now analyze the game. I think that would be a fun interview, a Traitors tell-all with Christian. Because he'll do it, you know? I would love to get an interview with Phaedra, but I don't think she's doing many interviews, right? I saw Dan was doing a bunch of interviews, but it was probably because Peacock had him do it because he just got voted off, which they finally caught a traitor. Yeah, playa. We're here for it. All right. Well, that's all I got for you guys this week. Or this Wednesday. It's been a slower news day today, but hopefully there'll be something interesting tomorrow because Kempire is going to be on the podcast tomorrow. Kempire will be here with me live tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 9, 10, 11:30 Eastern. So 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern, Thursday morning. We got Kempire in the house. Stay tuned. Let me know what you guys want us to discuss. Vanderpump, Traitors, what shows are you loving that you want us to talk about? Love me some Kempire. This is the first time we're actually collabing. Like, we've met and we've hung out and we've gotten to know each other better, but this will be the first collab that Kempire and I have ever done. So you're not going to miss tomorrow's episode of the podcast. All right, guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Get your tickets to the Bourbon Room, February 14th, Valentine's Day, next Wednesday. We're 1 week away, so get your tickets now. I would love to see you at the Bourbon Room. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I cannot wait for a fun night out. A night of love. Get your tickets at nofilterlive.com. In-person tickets and live stream passes. All right. Keep up with me at Just Plain Zack all over the internet. Keep up with the podcast at No Filter with Zack on the Instagram. I got lots of fun content on the Tickety Talk, and catch new episodes of No Filter Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Streaming live on YouTube first thing in the morning. Bonus episodes on Fridays. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye. Bye.